everyone, TPS Miner here. Welcome back to the TPS Miner channel. Today is May 14th, 2022, and we have officially wrapped up the Great Ethereum Hashrate Migration. So I want to take a little time today to talk about the event as a whole, and I want to talk a little bit about my own experience as well. So before we get into this, I want to say a huge thank you to Son of a Tech for organizing this and mobilizing the community for this event. I checked the Discord just before recording, and I see that there are over 2,300 people in that Discord. So to be able to mobilize that many people and to organize this event was a huge accomplishment. And so, Son of a Tech, thank you very much for what you did. So let's take a look at the hash rates. And you can see that leading up to the event, we were right around 1 petahash, jumping up to a peak of 1.06. And then as we rolled into the event, the hash rate just kept climbing and climbing until we hit 1.13 petahash yesterday afternoon. Now, those of you that use HiveOS know that over the past few days, it has been a struggle to get into HiveOS, to make any changes to your rigs. And I know that did impact a lot of people and delayed a lot of people in migrating their hash rate. And so when I saw this huge drop happen late in the afternoon yesterday and into the overnight hours of last night, I started thinking, well, people may finally now be to a point where they can start migrating. And so I do believe we did really have the effect or the impact that everyone was hoping for. So we dropped from 1.13 petahash down to 947 terahash over the course of just a few hours. So you can see we have now started ramping back up, but there is a cycle to the hash rate on Ethereum that we've seen over the past few days. But seeing this large drop, I think, really showed me that this event did have the impact that we were hoping for. Okay, so let's take a quick look at my own personal results. So on the 12th of May, I moved 1 gigahash off of Ethereum over to Ergo, Flux, and Firo. So I did mine Ergo on Flypool, Flux on Hero Miners, and Firo on Wooly Pulley. And I'm not going to read through all of these numbers, but I will show you that for Ergo and Flux, I was able to fine-tune some of the overclocks to be able to get better hash rate. Firo, I was pretty much dialed in right off the bat, so no real changes there. Some of the things that surprised me a bit, starting with Ergo, I was surprised that we didn't see a larger increase or really any increase in the Ergo hash rate on the first day. So I made these recordings at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, so I would have expected to see a large amount of that hash rate have already been migrated. But again, if we look back and see the Ethereum hash rate chart, it looks like there was a pretty significant delay in people getting moved over to where they wanted to be, perhaps largely influenced by the issues we were seeing on HiveOS. By this morning at 10:45 a.m. Eastern time, when the event was scheduled to be wrapping up, now we saw a 1.2 terahash increase in Ergo. So again, maybe further pointing to issues in people migrating their hash rate off of Ethereum and onto Ergo. But this is more what I would have expected to see by 8:30 p.m. Eastern time yesterday. The other thing I was surprised is to see the small change in the Flux network hash rate. So 1.64 to 1.74 megasouls, that is really within the noise that we see on Flux on a daily basis. So with this large jump in Ergo this morning, I expected to see a similar large jump in Flux. But again, these are just snapshots in time. And then as far as Firo goes, we did see a jump of 4 gigahash right off the bat, and that stayed consistent throughout the event. And we did see, of that hash rate, about 2 gigahash of that did go to Wooly Pulley. So about 50% of the hash rate increase we saw overall on Firo went to Wooly Pulley, which again I think is good, because one of the biggest concerns by the Firo developers is that there is a large potential for a 51% attack because so much of the hash rate is on 2 miners. So seeing 50% of the migrated hash rate go to Wooly Pulley, from my perspective, was very encouraging. So if we look at overall numbers, I'm not going to get into profitability. I'm just going to give raw counts. In the 45 hours that I was mining, I got 8.67 Ergo, 10.69 Flux, including future parallel asset balance, and 2.16 Firo. So I was very happy with these numbers. They were pretty much in line with what I had expected. But what I didn't expect is the unbelievable amount of support and the welcome that I personally received from the Ergo community, the Flux community, and the Firo community. Those communities are extremely strong. They are extremely passionate. And I can't thank you all enough for the kind words of support, welcoming the miners with open arms, welcoming me personally with open arms. You all three have amazing communities, and you should all be commended for the work that you're doing to bring attention to your projects, to bring attention to your passion. So I can say personally, I was inspired. I have moved a large amount of my hash rate back to Ethereum, but I will continue mining Ergo. I will continue mining Flux, and I will continue mining Firo. So a huge thank you to the communities for their support for this event. So from my perspective, the big winners of this event really were the projects that people migrated over to. I think the fact that this event drew so much attention to all of these other coins that really deserve to be talked about. Ergo doesn't get nearly enough attention, in my opinion. Flux has been a project that a lot of people have been talking about, and rightfully so. It deserves the attention. Everyone talks about Flux as being the next big thing after Ethereum moves to proof of stake. And that very well could be true. Firo is one that has largely been running, I think, under the radar. It hasn't been getting nearly the attention it deserves from the miners. And I hope that this event continues to shine light on these projects. So I can say from my own personal perspective, I am going to be supporting Ergo wholeheartedly. The love that I got from that community, the support I got from that community was completely unexpected. And for that, I thank you. And I want to give back to that community in any way that I can. And the best way I know to do that is to keep some of my hash rate on Ergo. So I do have a few comments or a few quick things I want to point out. Hopefully someone from the Ergo community is watching. So I am on the ergoplatform.org mining portion of their website. And there are two things I want to point out. Several of you had reached out and expressed a desire to distribute the hash rate. And I agree. We need to make sure that if people are moving over to Ergo, we are distributing that hash rate. And you've got 6 mining pools listed here. The one that I mined to for this event was Flypool. Flypool has 1.74 terahash at the moment. They are the 4th largest mining pool for Ergo. So I would suggest, unless there's a reason why you haven't done it already, please consider adding Flypool onto your list of mining pools on your website. The other thing I see under miners is you don't have T-Rex listed as a miner. T-Rex has made a lot of changes recently. Their last release of T-Rex has a full Ergo hash rate unlock for LHR graphics cards. So again, unless there's some reason why you've not included them on your website, I would encourage you to put T-Rex as a miner on your website as well. T-Rex is one of the biggest and most used mining softwares out there. So I would encourage you to include T-Rex unless there is some reason why you have not so far. The next thing I want to say, so as a result of the outpouring of support I received from the Ergo community, I did yesterday, I went over to crypty.co and I bought myself an Ergo banner. So for those of you that are familiar with my channel, you've been watching it, you know I've had this Ravencoin banner from the very beginning. I am a big fan of Ravencoin for many reasons. It is the first coin I ever mined, and I will now be flying an Ergo and a Ravencoin banner. So stay tuned for that, and also stay tuned for my plans for Ergo. I want to thank everyone for their participation in the event, whether you participated by moving hash rate or you participated just by supporting the community. Both of those things are a tremendous help. I want to thank everyone in the Ergo, the Flux, and the Firo communities for supporting me personally, and also for supporting the larger community. And lastly, again, I want to thank Son of a Tech for making this happen. So really appreciate everyone taking the time to watch this video today. If you enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the notification bell to be notified of future content. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you all again real soon.